Following the 1 week break, the LCR circus carries on for round number 7 of our 16-part saga, and we're here at the Austrian Grand Prix, the brilliant 10-cornered, fast-paced, overtaking opportunity circuit. And here is your grid for it. So pole number 36 for the German LCR Leopard on his return today as a full-time driver slots in with pole position as Amazed, one of the ones that could very much take advantage of struggles with the others starting from P2 today. Melanie, third place in the championship, third place on the grid. Fantastic job by the Racing Point. Got a lot to do to get past the top two though. With Pietramato in his first race as a full-time driver, starts from P4. Row 3 consists of the head of FXBR Mont, who has a strong qualifying for Renault, with Boris Letterbox the leading of the two Williams starting from P6. The championship leader has to settle for row number 4 with the Alfa Romeo of BRL Burundi P7 and FXBR Dean making an all-Brazilian row 4 alongside him for Renault. Then row 5, running outside the top 10, we have York 94 for the second of the two Racing Points and the second of the two Williams, and the man that's at second place in the championship, Sims, starts from 10th. Row 6 and fresh choice of tyres begins with FRA Vivid and Jack RT. Row 7, Street Gamer and X-Ray Ventum. Row 8, Not Your Left One and Flying Finn. Then row number 9 is an all Ferrari front wheel with Brad outscoring his teammate of Apex. And on the back on his own on row 10 is the man that was very much a candidate for pole position. Shizu Mulder has to settle for 19th today. But as you can see, a thick and fast and race that man, of course, is the voice of LCR alongside me as per usual is the OG voice in F1 Ben. So it's Lefford on pole and his teammate in 19th. So the Red Bulls make a very large sandwich. With plenty of fillings of all sort of different colours and all sort of different opportunities that the drivers want to take advantage of here today. I shouldn't mention this, but I will anyway. It's a new change of scenery for me today. I join you instead in a brand new home in the middle of Bolton, where I plan to be for the next 4 years, and I'm really excited to bring you the first round of action from this very place, which I brought you 3 years before back at home. But Mulder's the final man of 19 as LCR gets ready to create its legacy here in Austria, and it'll be interesting to see how they get on. Everyone's on softs, by the way, other than the man starting from 19th. Mulder on the mediums. That's the only team that has split strategies is the Red Bull camp. But we get ready for the 5 red lights which are about to come on here for the Austrian Grand Prix. We get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and LCR Season 9 is off in Austria. It's a good start there from Melanie. A good start from Leopard. They head down towards turn 1. Immediately, Melanie being swamped by Pietramato. It's going to go round down the inside. And also Mont round the outside, 3 wide towards turn 1 as the 2 gets safely ahead of 1-2. It's still Leopard from Amaze. He's got a good run out of turn 1. Heading up towards turn 3 they come. Amaze is on the offensive against Leopard as they up the hill climb towards turn 3. Pops himself to the long way round as they come onto the brakes though. Leopard, experienced brakes, try and late possible. But a switchback could be on for Amaze. And meanwhile behind, Pietramato into P3. Mont up to P4. Melanie down to P5. And now got the champion leader of Burundi alongside him as well as they head towards turn 4. Amaze trying to go the long way round on Leopard. Can he get the move done? Going to try and squeeze him onto the curb is the German, and I think he's just back going to hold on to the lead, and does. They head up towards turn 5. Meanwhile, Melanie and Burundi still squabbling the way for P5. Really calm and chaotic at the same time, Ben. It was an unusual start.
Yeah, I'd like to apologise for my disappearance. I didn't realise it was loaded in. I was on the toilet, so I had to run. Some drivers I've noticed aren't in the lobby. I'm not sure what's happened there. Boris also fallen to the back of the grid. Again, I don't know what happened. I was too much on the toilet, so I've missed quite a lot of stuff. But yeah, Leopard leads. Pietro second. Gets past Amazed, who has gone ghost. Has he disconnected now as well? Was he AI or... Oh no, it's just game being terrible. So... Oh dear, we've had a... Right. 1 second, while I try and walk out the order.
It should now reset itself. Going towards the second sector.
It has gone. Well,
he has.
Not a happy return for Finn. The grid has now sorted itself out, so let's have a little nosy through then. Leopard leads, Amaze second, Pietro third. Mont fourth. Sorry, correction, Mont fifth. Let's get Burundi through, and I'm not surprised at all. Melody 16th, 7th, 8th, Sims 9th, 5th, 10th, York. 11th, Boulder, he's got 8 places already. That doesn't surprise me at all. X-Ray Ventum in 12th, 13th, LCR Apex, 14th, Boris Letterbox, 15th. Business Venge, and then the rest of everybody else is in the lobby. Bar Finn, who's at the back of the field after his little mistake. Leopard now nearly has just already broken.
Does indeed, and after the turn 1, after the lap 1 melee, you have to say that Leopard probably really did fancy his chance to try and get away after managing to just about defend from the Mercedes, but Leopard can now do basically what he knows best, just get away at the front and do what he can. Meanwhile, Burundi is very much charging up there at the back of this train, you could say, really. But meanwhile, here comes Melanie on Mont. He's closing in after losing position at the start. It was a pretty poor getaway in the end from the racing point. He got good away in the first stage, but at the second stage, he just got a bit of wheel spin that led to drama. Meanwhile, Mulder and York, so the other racing point, is in action here. And actually, DRS goes in favour of the tick, heading towards turn 4. He's going to try and go the long way round. Is the racing tick? Is he going to get the move done? Blocks up. Mulder down the inside, and York onto the grass. Too late on the brakes. Drops plenty of positions. Now going to come out just ahead of Brad.
Oh, and Brad goes into the back of him there. I was just about to say, I think York made a mistake by challenging that, to be honest. Don't really think he needed to make that move. It just seemed a bit too risky, in my opinion. And now it's given Brad damage, which I don't think Brad was particularly too happy about. He's left the fast lap of the race. Gap up to 9/10 of a second. It's very, very close to losing DRS today. He's amazed, but then again, he pulled out Pietro, who himself has got a wild beer of Brody behind. Brody with a lot of pace here today. Seems like the main man who can definitely take it to Leopard, but we'll have to see that in due course. Also just behind. So this Brody, well, actually, to be fair, technically it's all one train. But Leopard, contact between Sims and Dean. Sims goes through, up into P7, and now a run for Vivid, though. Might change, I believe this is Vivid's first race in half a year at LCR. I know he did a couple of races earlier on when he was racing in Shazoo. Round the outside he goes, off Sims, and actually, the man who is second, the man who is very high for the championship, gets absolutely mugged off by a man on basically returning.
FRA Vivid take a bow, so that was a fantastic move around the outside and nice and clean, but fair enough. He gets the move done and is now into P7, about 1.1 seconds behind the DRS train that they got in between the top 6. Ignore the fact that Burundi is a lap down. That is a timing glitch that we have here today. So please don't think he is actually one lap down, because he is not. Because he's still got. He hasn't actually got DRS open at the moment. Is he now? No, now he's opened it. It's a bit late. Either forgot about it or I don't know, but nevertheless now comes out of turn 2, so turn 3 officially. As the AIs, I think, are having a ding dong here, as Not Your Left One and Street Gamer squabbling away for P16. The AI cars fighting away further down the field. And we have to keep our eye here because Leopard has got that crucial second to Amazed, and that's going to leave him prone to the Italian behind.
Well, yeah, Pietro could be very much in contention. I love this actually. We have a top 4 of all different nationalities. That's actually really. If Mod was a different nationality for Ronda, we'd have a top 7, but technically top 8. As Amaze likes to be called Scottish, not English. Sorry, not British.
Say definitely want to call English.
Well, yeah, he's a thoroughbred haggis. That's right. If I don't wake up tomorrow, you know why.
So, lap 6 of 36 in the Austrian Grand Prix. So far, Leopard's got a 1.4 second gap, but as you can see, the gap between 2nd, 3rd and 4th is beginning to converge, and as you can see, Burundi has got quite a good run here on Pietro, heading towards turn 4, going to try and go the long way round on the brakes. He's gone deep into McLaren, very close, they go rub wheels, and just about get away with it. That could have been very much heartbreak for both drivers.
I thought Pietro was about to go for Rob Schumacher then over the back of Barrichello. He goes so close to Amaze. Oh dear, Dean with a time penalty down to P9. That was almost uncomfortable. Legitimately.
Of course, we have seen a time penalty come in early on for York as well, which I did see in the open match. Not sure about anyone else, but Rumble with Pietro here is still close to Amazed after very nearly coming into contact, and this is what Amazed wants. He wants to see Burundi put up a fight against him, and Pietro put the fight back because it allows him to just try and get away. But as you can see, thanks to no DRS, 2 seconds is now the gap to Leopard ahead. So surely if you're one of the drivers like Burundi at the back of this train, you've got to think of undercut, surely.
Well, yeah, depends on what you undercut onto. It is soft to mediums is very much possible, and soft to hard probably you'll see more. I was looking for a while there. That's why I told my note.
I must admit, you're very good. You're very good at the local choir, wouldn't you?
Fun fact, I used to actually be in a choir. I got kicked out for not being able to stand still.
That just explains a lot. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, about to start lap 8:36 in this very fast-paced Grand Prix. It's one of the shorter rounds, really, because it's such a low lap time that it can be fairly quick, and it's one of them blink and soon and you're gone, especially when there's all this action going on as well. As Venton gets a free start, I thought I should have been amazed that would have got one then, because there was a moment for him at turn 1, and I thought, okay, he's going to get a penalty, but it's not. It's the Haas who's down in P12 at the moment. Got Apex for company, they're just behind him, and the Ferraris. Oh, contact! Pitcar's gone to Perundi.
Big contact! Melody's got damage. He had done all his round. I was looking down at my phone. I was about to message from KJ, a former LCR driver. I presume, Perundi's got in too late on the brakes and hit Pietro. And what's happened there? It's all stacked up, and Melody is one of the unfortunate casualties. Did he get damage? I think I saw a bit of wing. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But somebody definitely lost part of their wing in that.
That was not ideal at all, and crucially, look at the gap this gave for Amazed. This is just what he wanted. Yeah.
He was praying for this, and he's got exactly what he wanted. Perundi, ironically, now has broken the arrest of Monk because of it. Oh, never mind, he hasn't. I thought he had. Melody's there. Melody's now got Vivid all over the back of him.
Vivid's got a run.
Vivid with absolutely no ERS, sends it down into turn 1, pretty late on the brakes, a bit too late on the brakes. Goes deep, and Melody should pretty comfortably retake that.
The DRS cancels itself out because they both have it on the hill climb up towards turn 3. And yeah, as you're right, he does try and get it, but then immediately Vivid going back down the inside. Aggressive stuff from the Alpha Tauri early on. Melody just about does enough to hold on the outside, but here comes Sims. This is an opportunistic move here to take back what he lost from Vivid a few laps ago. Long way round at turn 4, braking later. There was the Alpha Tauri very nearly, just about slotted in between the Williams and the Racing Point, and Sims tried to get a run, but the door was more than shut from FRA Vivid. Fantastic battling going on, but meanwhile, Pietro is under threat here from Mulder. What? In a lap, he's gone from 2nd to 9th. What a downfall.
Gone from potentially challenging one Red Bull to being back at the other one. Obviously, Mulder is in a completely different race to all these guys. He's going the medium to soft route. So watch him later on. He's doing the, well, I believe it was the Tivo did last year, taking mediums to soft, and he ended up, I believe, getting a podium in that race from last on the grid. So potentially can see what he does. Potentially can see if Mulder can replicate that.
Boris Letterbox into the pits.
Boris didn't have the best particular start, and now comes in. No wing change or anything like that, onto the hards. And going. Oh, well, that's just a game glitch. Never mind. Comes out.
Going to try something different.
Comes out in front of Finn. Sorry, behind Finn, actually. That's going to be annoying for him. AIs are still having a bubble. Brad's come out. Brad just got these tyres on, or are these...
No, he's still on them. He's just not having a good day, I don't think, he's Brad at the moment. Meanwhile, Mulder gets past Pietro into P9, so he's now ahead. We are getting some slight feedback from the mic at the moment. Then it's the hurricane noise again.
Oh, piss.
That's okay. It was very quiet, but I could hear it. It was just like sort of persistent. But Dean's into the pits for Renault in P8, so another one to make the call. A lap after we saw Boris come in for hard, we've now seen someone come in. Let's see what tyres it's going to be. It is the white walled hard compound tyres going on for the Renault. So an interesting strategy. Meanwhile, Perundi has passed the Mace, but the switchback is on at the exit of turn 3. This could be a crucial battle for later on in the championship standings. Heading up towards turn 4. Can he get the run on the outside line? There's been obviously some sort of move further down, but Mace a long way round on Perundi. Can he get the move done at turn 4? Surely the inside's going to hold its own, and does.
Well, you might want to call back to Sims and Vivid, because these two are having a fight. Sims gets the move done, but that was interesting. So Vivid went for the move on Melody, screwed up, could not get the power down, and as Sims came along, they banged wheels twice down into the corner. It was heating up.
Brundy's in. Birol Burundi, after passing Amaze, has darted in. So has Mons. All three of the Brazilians opt for an early stop. I'm going to go off Burundi because he's got the red switch. That was horrible to listen to. But as you can see, pit window open according to the AWS stats to provide that we can go onto the hard compound tyres. And as you can see, Burundi and Mont are going to do just that. So surely they're anticipating that they're going to park the bus in the remainder of this Grand Prix. For those who are not English, that means just basically lock it up and just try and hold down what they've got as Sims goes down the inside of Melanie.
Yeah, good move down the inside of turn 2. Obviously leads to a potential switchback. However, I don't particularly see that happening. And Melanie actually, he's looking at the inside of Sims. Decides not to go through with the potential offer, but good attempt there as Burundi makes a pretty easy pass. As my two cats have started fighting, which is a great thing to see. Burundi makes a pretty easy pass there on York. Just thinking how close the two Renaults are. Yeah, a lot closer than they were, which is interesting. To say that it both stopped.
I'm sorry, but the AI is having the biggest ding-dong ever, and this is actually not helping Boris because he can't quite see his braking zone and stuff because there's like a three-way conga line. There's the Alfa Romeo with Jack RT, Street Gamer, and all them. But anyway, X-Ray venting into the pits, the Haas. He had a good start, I have to say, as the Haas driver, so gets them up to a good position now as the pit window once again reminds us that it is open.
You just confused me with something. Did you say Boris can't see? That's why Boris uses line, so that shouldn't be a problem now.
Yeah, but you could but it still influences, doesn't it? Because it's in the way of the line. Meanwhile, Melanie goes to the inside of Sims, heading up towards turn 4 and gets past. So these two are on the right old ding dong, and look who's now at the back of this train, Kazu Mulder, and he's of course playing the long game.
Yeah, Mulder ain't gonna move. Simple as that. Mulder. A frustrated Mulder is not a good Mulder, and I doubt Mulder's going to leave them particularly any room. Vivid swings to the right hand side of the track, I presume to tell Mulder is coming to the pits. Mulder was aware of this, still managed to run wide. Sims goes in as well. So, Melody in, Vivid in, still no sign of a pit stop from Leopard or Amaze. Medium apparently one stop is open, however I doubt Mulder's going to come into the pits yet.
So to talk you through the gaps, by the way, obviously we can't actually see what Burundi's gap is to the leader because apparently everything's one lap to him according to line. But you can work out about 17 seconds.
Yeah, roughly.
So that's going to be close. Of course, Leopard's going to be on fresh and medium, so you would feel that it shouldn't be too hard, but he's obviously prioritising track position. Which around a circuit like this, it's one of the few circuits where you can say track position is not the most crucial thing.
Yeah, because it's so easy to overtake, to be honest. Because you've got so many areas where you can just absolutely send them. Like it's quite easy as Leopard comes into the pits. It's been a crucial thing. Does Leopard go to the soft, or does he go into the mediums, or does he go into the hard? I presume it is mediums, as I thought.
Race leader puts on the mediums. I imagine Amaze is going to do the same as well in P2. Yes, he does. So that means Sims is now alongside Pietro, Apex, and, well, not them two. Ignore Apex and York because they've both pitted this lap, but there's only two cars out there that started on the soft and are still on them. Meanwhile, Mulder, outside line for the Shazoo driver, flies past Sims into P1 now he goes. Next up behind him is Pietro. Both of them drivers still out on the soft compound tyres, so I think they're the ones that have no doubt that the mediums are going to work. Meanwhile, Burundi has come out right behind Leopard, and Mon has come out right ahead of Amaze. Really close stuff, but a good exit out of turn 3, and I think Amaze might have him back here, heading down towards turn 4, trying to go the long way round, surely. Under the brakes on the fresher tyres, of course, alongside the quicker tyres, but Mont is very late on the brakes, but the switchback is surely Mighty heading for up there, and yes it is, and Amaze can now get the hammer down towards Burundi ahead.
Mont was all over the marbles there. That could have been fairly nasty, to be honest.
As into the pits comes the Williams and the McLaren, so now everyone who is on the soft compound tyres has now changed. You can ignore Not Your Left One and Street Gamer because those two are AIs in this one, which, I mean, the one thing I will say, this is often what I find with AIs, is you can use them as a guideline of what the game thinks is optimal at the moment. So the fact that they're coming in now and not coming in 1-2 laps ago like some of these guys have is a sign that they're playing a very risky game.
I'm just going to point them out. The AI have a better tyre wear than people. I've never understood why they do it. It's just how it is. AI, for some reason, are ridiculous when it comes to tyre wear. And it's almost like the difference between a wheel and the pad in 2018. If you're on the wheel, you could save you could go like 2 laps longer than some people on the pad. It was not even funny. But the AI, for some reason, always seems to come to the pits around only 40-50%. And yeah, it's not exactly pleasant to see. Left a fast lap of the race, gap down to 5.8 to Mulder. But it does be that AI can stretch towards the end of the stint rather than the beginning of the stint. Just what our boys found, especially with online. They always seem to be able to go much further online.
Unusual calls in this one. Speaking of unusual calls, soft medium option for Vivid, okay? He's obviously been very aggressive in that first stint, absolutely gun for it, and is now closing up towards the 2 Renaults who've done a fantastic undercut to get himself 5th and 6th at the moment after what we described in qualifying has been a pretty diabolical season really for them when you compare it to last season, which is a bit of a mountain to climb when you consider how well Dito Felipe and Sierra performed. But meanwhile, Melanie and Boris Lennox battling away for the final point, and Melanie's into 10th position and gets past. But going back to my point about Vivid, he could be a dark candidate to get something out of this race because those hard runners are only going to go one way. That's down.
I can agree with that on principle of Mont and Dean. I don't see these two staying up front towards the end of the race, especially not with a charging Mulder at the end. But when it comes, I think Perondi might be alright. Just based on sheer pace, the fact he's pretty comfortably keeping up with Leopard.
Hello, what's going on here? 2 runners have a ding-dong.
Why not? You're in borderline no man's land. You may as well just smack your handbags at each other.
Of course, Renault has been dubbed with the award of the worst teammates in LCR history.
And the best teammates.
King Name 25 and Boris Letterbox. Yes, they're the only team that can claim both awards, really, because they've had the best team and they've had the worst. But this season is a mixed bag. You know, you'd say Mont and Dean, you've got the same name, pretty much probably friends then on track and off track as well. But I suppose on the track, it's a different story.
Yeah, both representing FXBR. I can't remember the name exactly. It's Portuguese. It's a Portuguese title, so I can't say it. Maybe I'm 100% sure what it is. But yeah, both represent the Portuguese, both represent the Brazilian team, and they both very, very solid drivers. Actually, they both. I've not seen particularly anything too dangerous. Their internet, I've seen a lot worse, especially from an international connection. So they've definitely got talent this year. They've definitely shown talent this year, but as teammates, I've seen teammates with the same team in the same league in the same whatever work a lot better.
I think that's a fair statement. I think that's definitely a fair statement. They've not been the most ideal of teammates together, but they are getting on well, which I think is the crucial thing. But yes, what happened? I didn't actually see.
Pen.
Oh dear.
At a track famous for people struggling to get penalties, ironically, Leopard has a pen. Basically, right here, there's only
covered clear.
What, warning as well? God.
Yeah, I think it's got one warning.
Yeah, one warning. Lap 8, which might even have been collision.
Yeah, more Sims and
collision.
Pietro battling away. Okay, so wow, that's definitely going to spice things up here.
Yeah.
For the closing laps, and sadly, Can you see the gap? Because I can't actually see the gap.
Nope.
Oh, this is going to be unbelievable.
We are completely in the dark between the gap between Leopard and Perondi. But I presume Leopard can see it because he's just absolutely slammed it. Last time I looked, as an honest guess, I'd say the gap was... Oh, hello. Race leader in the pits. Mulder in, and it is the soft top out of tyres he goes on to for obvious reasons. That if he comes out in front of potentially, if he's in front of Boris, I think he can charge through the field. If he's behind, I think he's probably screwed.
He's coming out very close to Melanie. In fact, he's going to come out ahead of Melanie. And that P9, but the trouble is all the cars ahead are fairly close to each other. It's a big train.
Let me have a look. Well, that's going to do for the title because I don't remember Mulder being that far down the championship order.
Oh, hello. Dean again going past his teammate now, and Mont as they head up towards turn 4. Mont can't really react to the braking time of Dean and gets past in the P4. This is almost reminding me of the Uso twins in WWE because it's impossible to tell the difference between them. But now Dean ahead of his teammate, and well, I mean, they could sort of form a moving roadblock really, because you've got Vivid coming up behind, and now you've got the news that of course Mulder has pit and just picked up a time penalty as well, which could be crucial to him late in the Grand Prix because he's got to take these tyres back 16 laps.
Stuttering again.
Oh, again.
Yeah, it's not. Again, it's not bad. It's not terrible at a like, it just keeps. When it does it, you can really tell when it does it because genuinely you're near a barrel. It's really not a nice sound from my ears. I think it needs my voice, so it's alright. It's alright. It's not problematic or anything like that. It's not going to cause issues. But if it's being the same as your Ethernet, you may as well leave it wireless.
As Pietro goes fast into P7, here comes Mulder though to potentially do a double because Sims lost the initial as well. Here goes Mulder, darts into the outside, very, very late under the brakes, long way around at turn 4 and into P7.
I'm glad my trousers are brown. I had that on board with Mulder and that was so close it wasn't even funny. I almost shat myself for him. That was mental.
How is the gap between Burundi 800ths of a second to... He's halfway up the road!
The gap's about 6 seconds, not... That's broken. Anyway. Mulder can definitely finish 4th in this race, I think. Vivid and the two Redos, definitely. What about Amaze?
Could be close, that's what I mean, this could be really close, but Vivid is now getting very close to the back of Dean. They head up towards turn 3. And this could be really interesting to see how this battle formats, because here comes Dean again with his teammate. Is he going to try and go for a move this time round? He's getting close up towards turn 4, and once again, the two runners continue ahead of the train, and this is going to frustrate Mulder, really, of all people, because he can see P4, but there's 3 cars in the way.
Yeah, this is about to get very borderline dangerous. As Vivid gives a little wiggle to Mulder, perhaps telling him to let him through. See, that'd be the sign of some people saying they're going to let people through, but we shall see. Or it's a "you shall not pass, here's a middle finger, mate." We'll see. Mulder's definitely using his ERS a lot less than the guys in front. Good exit from Vivid here against Dean. Finally, might be able to get a run. You'll see the Renaults give each other slipstream on the straight. There you go. Vivid to the outside. He's going to get boxed in. We'll be able to do anything here. Watch for Mulder. Still trying to kick a rash overtakes. Vivid thing. Nearly makes contact. And now Mulder is swearing in Dutch. Probably. Because this does not look pleasant for him. Big squeeze from Dean on Vivid. Mulder! Shoot, that was nearly problematic. Vivid now in a Renault sandwich, which again could be problematic. This is about to end in a problem, isn't it?
Now, look who's at the back of the train as well. We've got
Pietro
and Sims joining at the back, so this could be really interesting to see how this unfolds. But now we've got a crucial thing between softs and hards here, between Dean and Mulder. And the crucial thing for Mulder is he's got to remain calm, because if he doesn't find a way past, It's not the end of the world, but he's got a good run out the last corner, pops himself to the outside line as they head down the start-finish straight. Long way round at turn 1, and as easy as pie.
Interestingly, the Vivid, just look at this whole shenanigans.
Oh, hello. Free wide. Oh my goodness me, free wide up towards turn 3. Mulder has to take the inside line on contact.
God. That was about life you heard. Oh dear. I was on Boulder, and that was, well, as you can tell, a bit frightening.
Pietramotto now on the inside indeed, and Vivid's allowed to be scarpering on away in this one, so you would feel that P4 could very much be on the way of the American on his return. A fantastic day for him, but we've still got about 11 laps to go. But now the man that's on the fastest tyres has got to do passing once again, and he thought maybe he had it done.
I don't want to be Mulder right now because, well, I don't actually. I kind of want to hear what Mulder's saying right now. I also don't want to hear what Mulder's saying right now. In NASCAR, there's something called radioactive, where at the end of after the race, they clip together all the best moments of team radio, and they replay it on a YouTube series. I don't want to be I don't want to be where Mulder is in that situation because God, it'd be worse than Kurt Busch.
Here he goes again, inside line this time on Dean. Is he going to get the move done? He tries to squeeze him onto the curb, and he does. But is Sims going to get past as well? Yes, he is. And just like that, the Renaults have been split like the Red Sea.
Well, that was dirty from Mulder. Again, on board with him. He just didn't unlock his steering. Did not unlock his steering, just ran him off the road. Was it though? Was it Dean who shot Mulder? Almost into the country. That's probably revenge then. I think.
It might have been Mont actually.
Maybe
this one.
Maybe Mulder's got the wrong Renault, or he's just taking out a pair of them. Yes, Delors picks up his second penalty of the day. That's going to be pretty costly later on. Not sure who's aware about the penalty situation around him, but he's pretty darn screwed if he is. Good over the chicane.
Be outside the points. That could be 10th.
Yeah, but you have to pick up a few more penalties for outside the points. Now with a good run, yes, Delors left off. Clears Mont. Does Mont go down the brakes? No, he does not. Does Mulder go down the brakes? No, he does not. I've got a feeling Mulder's about to kill somebody. He's already sent Dean to another country. And now with a good exit, goes to the inside, leaves Mont plenty of room. Or does he? Does he do the same thing again? Does he not lock the steering? Runs him out of room this time, but this time does not send him to another country. Good exit from Sinster on the outside. All the Renaults fall down to 8th and 9th. Big right on the outside from Sims. Don't usually see many people go around the outside there, and that's why, because you run out of grip faster than you think.
Well, 2 more cars now for Mulder, who's now on going to be 6-lap-old softs. And well, you could say that Vivid has got away, and it's could be a real opportunity. Well, it's nearly a second, so that DRS nearly lost, but he's got the gap just about as the Italian and Pietramotto to keep it in arm's reach. But the Flying Dutchman is more than flying out of turn 1. He's also squirming with the car. Pietramotto has no DRS. Here comes Mulder heading up towards turn 3. Pops himself to the inside line under the brakes. Is he going to get the better run? I think some squeeze out the Italian. Better traction as well on exit, and yes, he does. Meanwhile, Sims gets past Mont, so the Renaults have dropped to 8th and 9th.
After being 4th and 5th after Mulder's pit stop, that's not exactly great, but not really too surprised here. Well, football's interesting right now. Mulder is, well, he's already on the back of Mont. He's already on the back of Vivid. Gap's only 4.5 up to Maze. Depending on his speed, theoretically could still do this. I mean, with a
lot of ding dong, by the way. What's going on here? 13th place, York X-Ray Ventum Apex.
Team LCR versus Team LCR versus Team, I don't know. Oh no, Dan's not in the team anymore, is he?
No, free agent.
Yeah, free agent.
Sign him up. Someone sign him up. Get in the contract.
I mean, with the amount of players Tick's losing, he'll probably be playing for them soon.
That is a shame.
I'm
could be able to tap him up. Here comes Mulder though.
York would belt me for saying that. And through, but Mulder is through on Vivid, and Dean and Mont are going at it again. You think there's been a breakdown of communications with Renault?
Just a bit. I think there's definitely something going on.
Yeah. Because one of them accidentally ran over the other's cat or something, because they don't seem to be playing very friendly with each other.
Yeah, it seems that way, but now we've got an interesting...
That's a terrible analogy.
About 6 or 7 laps to go left of this Grand Prix. Burundi is safely clear of the gap to Amazed.
Leopard. Same thing.
But look at the gap between Mulder and Amazed. It's just under 4 seconds. Mission impossible?
Mission definitely probable. Mulder on the last lap. Let me have a little lap. So, Mazed is just being a boring arse, just stuck doing late 6s. If Mulder's doing late 5s, he's got a chance. Late 5s. Mulder at the moment, if we had one of those catching stupid graphics things that are all bollocks, at the moment would be catching him about lap 33, 34. Striking distance, that's it.
Yeah, the overtake difficulty.
I don't think I've ever seen that be correct. Like the amount of times it's took to
It's
catch
like the
them.
tyre performance.
Yeah, it's like it's saying that how on a 10% tyre wear. Look at his tyres, it's about 50. But also, if you're going to do it so it's percentage remaining, no, because that's just stupid. Do it like they do in the game. Because especially if you're trying to entice the young audience, what they're going to be growing up with, this pile of crap.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Very good point. As Vivid gets a time penalty as well, let's have a look at the penalties in this train. So Mulder has got 1 penalty. Vivid has now 2 penalties to his name. Pietromato has 4 penalties. 1 penalty for Sims, so he's actually the one that's the best out of the head. Then the same for Dean. And no penalties for Mont in P9. So there could still be a good result for Renault in the end, because with Mont not having a single penalty and a lot of them ahead having at least 3 seconds, we're looking as high as P5, if not P4.
Is this the first time we're about to actually witness a proper lapping in LCR this season? Leopard is coming up on lap to lap fin. I think that's just quite... It feels quite disappointing to say that.
Surely that's got to happen somewhere else. Surely.
What, a proper lapping, as in the guy isn't disconnected running like that?
Yeah.
This season?
Surely.
I've not seen it at all. I might be wrong, but I don't think. Because, I mean, everybody's been so... We've had such a close grid. We've not had a George Russell or a Latifi thinking up the back arse of the grid. We've had no Williams this year. Like 2019, where we had a couple of drivers towards the back, we just could never get a good result and just seemed to always be in trouble. I know this isn't
VRCGC.
Bar Brazil, which I still to this day just I can't. That really gets under my skin. That race, that really gets under my skin. As yeah, obviously I know Finn's had his issues today. Obviously, he had to spin down at turn 1. I think he had to make a wing change when he eventually came in.
You say that, isn't Brad still in? Because he's just come into the pits for a set of softs, and he has been lapped.
He has now been lapped, yeah. That's a shame for Brad.
So the history books go to Brad rather than
the returning Finn. Just let Leopard go through now. I don't think he's realised the lap car's ghost on this game, because it pulled over to the other side of the country to let him go through. As Brad's actually, interestingly, Brad's come out in the battle. Brad's actually come out at the back of the battle position. That's interesting for Brad.
Okay, so just about 3 laps to go left to the Austrian Grand Prix, about 3.5 really, and you would feel now, you feel comfortable to say that Mulder's not going to catch Amazed.
Even if he did, he'd lose out
2.6. It has stabled out anyway. As for the gap between Leopard and Burundi,
we have no idea.
Well, let's do this the old-fashioned way, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, you know what I'm going to do next time?
About 4 seconds.
I'm getting a stopwatch.
Yeah, do it when they cross the line, and we'll try and work out. This is proper old-fashioned stuff.
The famous Maury Walker spent the entirety of the Monaco 1984 race just doing everything based on stopwatch. Because most of the race, he had no power in the commentary box. Say most of the race was 19 laps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to revert to Maury Walker and I'm going to use a stopwatch. And I've got to be very quick for this because I've got to change the drivers in the process. So it's a problem that I've had a drink.
Whoa, Pietromarto very late on the brakes there. Coming together with Vivid under the brakes, and once again the two Renault swap positions again, and it's actually left Dean prone to Melanie potentially behind. For P9, but they both have DRS, so you would have thought he's not going to pass.
He's a small driver, he's just going to send out from an absolute Narnia. Right, here we go.
That's one thing I have to commend about him. Yeah, here we go.
.4.
So I was just about right.
Yeah. That's exactly.
So yeah, so it is a sign that Leopard's going to win. That's going to get a penalty.
Yes. It's pretty much is, unless Leopard decides, you know what, I don't like this corner and just takes it to the butchers. Yeah, I think he's pretty alright. That would be quite funny to see.
It could happen.
It could happen. Say down at the next corner, Leopard dips a tyre, it could spin. Who knows?
So it's going to be one of the first LCR top threes where we don't have penalties affect the result in the end, because that usually does happen. We usually have podiums change due to penalties.
Italy
but this time
last year.
Yes.
Raleigh said lead a single lap and managed to win the race. We literally did not lead. It's one of the few times you can honestly say a driver never led a lap in the race and won the race. It's never happened in real life. There's never been a driver win a race with a penalty and he didn't lead a single lap. It has happened in Formula E with Jerome D'Ambrosio at Mexico in season 2, but it's never happened in Formula 1. Fun fact.
Wow, that's a really interesting fact actually. We'll have to wait and see. But speaking of old facts, it's returned to the old guard in his first race as an LCR World driver for the season. Of course, he did race last time out as a reserve, but wasn't able to A, claim a victory, or B, get anything out of it. There's a yellow flag in sectors 1/3 as Pietromarto has gone for a late last lap move on Vivid and has got the move done into P5. We'll have to keep an eye on that battle for the time being. With victory... Oh, he's gone out.
I thought he'd stacked it. I looked at the track map because I thought he was down at turn. I thought he was Sims. So I got really excited like he stacked.
Victory number 37 on his career, and victory number 16 for a pole to win. LCR wins in Austria and takes a return to the old car, but BRL Burundi extends his championship lead with a P2 today, and finally we get the interval back at the checkered flag. How about that? It'll be amazing that it comes home in P3 and another strong podium for the Scotsman. Mulder caught up, but it wasn't enough as he finishes in P4. Let's look at the final results. It's Simsy goes P5, Vivid P6. Ignore that, because Mon has recovered to a P5 drive.
He had done in P9.